sure you can hear you guys. All right. Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, children of all ages, it is time for a brand new episode of New Music Inferno. And that's right, we don't want to see that stuff right there. We want to see everybody on the Zoom call. So let's bring up the Zoom call. We are live on New Music Inferno, ladies and gentlemen, with Southern California's own Halfway to Neptune. What's going on, ladies and gentlemen? How are you guys all doing today?
Pretty good. How are you?
Right.
Fantastic. It's we already talked about the heat. We don't want to go in depth in the heat, but you guys are chilling out in Southern California. Your guys' new EP's out now. How's it been? I mean, what's this little art? It's music is art. I don't know, like this art form of what you guys released with this EP is out. What is the plan for you guys now for the summer? What are you guys doing? Are you guys gonna do some tour dates up and down the California coast, or what's the plan?
So it's interesting you say that. The plan now that we released our EP, this EP was to get us on the charts, get us out there as, an established band. We've been wanting to be established for a while. Now that we've got the EP out, we can finally call ourselves that. For this summer and coming up forth until 2025, we're going to be working on the songwriting process, making better content for you guys, planning ahead for 2025, planning ahead for the future, just getting better at everything we did before right now, so that when 2025 comes and we release our next album, you're going to hear a lot more established songs. Everything's going to blend more together. It's going to be a totally new sound, and I'm looking forward to it.
Nice. Before we go any further, I should have done this. Let's go down the line and introduce yourselves and tell us what you guys do in the band, so all the listeners out there and the viewers can be like, hey, what's up? Or whatever in the chat and whatnot. Go ahead and let's start with the lady in the Slipknot.
I'm Madison. I'm the lead vocalist and rhythm guitarist.
I'm Jacob. I'm the lead guitar player and I do backup vocals.
I'm Eric. I do the drums.
My name's Blake. I play bass guitar.
You're the one who's using their Zoom account for this.
Yeah. Yeah.
So how did this band get together? How did everybody meet? Were you guys always in the same class, or did you guys go ahead?
It's actually been a long road. The band you're looking at right now is not the very first band. We've had members drop out.
And you guys are young. You guys are very, very young.
Very young.
Go ahead.
Well, we started even younger. I started playing music at the young age of only being in 4th grade in elementary school. But we started the first band. It was under a different name called Flames of Fury, which people watching this may remember. I started that with my good friend Blake, me, and 2 other members, Nail and Kevin. So friends with them today, great people. As the band went on, we realized that we wanted to get a new singer and have Blake go on the bass. That's where we found Maddie. Maddie's been great. She's been with us ever since. She joined a little over a year after we've started the band, so she's been here for a while.
Yeah.
And then afterwards, Nail, our old guitarist, he wanted to do a different instrument. He wanted to start doing drums, marching band. He didn't have the time for the band. So after searching, we put out a post on social media looking for a guitarist. That's our good friend Jacob on my left, who's now doing our new guitar. So yeah, it's been a long road. We've had different members, but slowly we just formed the band to what it is today.
So let's since you guys are very young, I mean, hell, like you guys are still in high school, and that's great to see that you guys are. Jacob's still in, almost in high school, right? Jacob's in high school.
I'm a freshman this year.
Freshman. Well, congratulations. Welcome to the ranks of high schoolness. Because honestly, that's like the best 4 years, and also can be the worst 4 years. I don't want to go in depth, but I've had, I've been out of high school for a while. But best of luck, Jacob. That's awesome that you get to go to high school, and then everybody's gonna be writing and getting ready for the 2025. Are you guys writing? With the writing, are you guys looking to do another EP or a full length?
We're gonna do a
Full length.
album. Yeah.
Okay. All right. That's a good choice. I mean, honestly, get more music out there in Madison. You probably have a lot going on in your mind of what you want to write about. What direction are you guys gonna go? What kind of theme of the songs you're gonna go forward from this EP?
Sound-wise,
Yeah.
we are directing towards an alternative pop punk sounding music. So, like Eric said, we're trying to streamline our sound and compile it into the album. We're gonna have more solid tracks. So, we're thinking about just expanding into that, and we're inspired by bands such as Blink-182, Paramore, a little bit of My Chemical Romance, a little bit of all of our favorite bands, and we're also working on our songwriting process
That's
as well.
This album is gonna be like a whole new makeover. Like it's not gonna be the same band that you heard on the EP.
That's wow. You're like Jacob's like already like it's gonna be a completely different sound. Well, not really completely different sound, but like a little bit more mature. Just a little bit of step up of what the direction's gonna be. What is everybody listening into right now? What are you guys spinning on your Spotify's or your CD players or your car or whatever? What are you guys listening into?
We can go this way.
Yeah, everybody.
So I'm into the metalcore scene right now. I'm also into a lot of pop punk, like I said before. So I'd say some of my favorite bands include Pierce the Veil, My Chemical Romance, Evanescence, Sleeping with Sirens, Hawthorne Heights, Under Oath, all that good stuff.
Hawthorne Heights, I saw them many times. I actually have a signed artwork that
Cool.
they did. It's 9 years old already. Shit, it's from 2015. It says Las Vegas is for lovers, and it's like a couple of their song lyrics and stuff on there.
I went to the Californias for Lovers. That was a great time.
Dude, that's so cool that they're doing that. That those boys are doing a festival now, being that they were around for the time of Warped Tour and definitely had the Honda Civic Tour, which I saw them on with All American Rejects from first to last, and
great lineup.
It was October Falls. Yeah, I'm trying to think of another. Fall Out Boy was on that too, so that was pretty intense. It was back in the day. My brother and I went to Hershey, where I'm originally from Pennsylvania, but now, like I said earlier to you guys off air about the weather being out in Vegas, I moved out here in Vegas 10 years ago. But so let's talk about more about the EP. You guys have a new video out for Watch Me Burn. How did that song come together? And like what maybe were the influences for that? You mentioned. Oh wait, we don't. Let's get back to the music. Sorry, we only had Madison. With the
yeah.
I'm sorry, we're getting ahead of ourselves.
It's okay.
But let's go down the line, Jacob, and the boys here. Let's go, Eric and Blake. So Jacob, go ahead with yours. What are you listening to? You're the young one in the group. So
yeah. Currently I'm listening to a lot. Me and Eric saw Blink-182 this weekend. On Saturday.
I'm upset with you guys. Not really. I
know, me too.
I got to see Beartooth the night before. So luckily, I saw one of the boys that know Will and Ashi Chase, which was their former bandmate. They were all at my work because I work at Virgin out here. And it was funny. Chase was mentioning that he was going to that same show at SoFi, right? You were at SoFi? How was it, guys?
It was so cool. And the coolest part for me was that it was their biggest live show that they've played ever. In the 35 plus years they've been a band.
Can you believe that? 35 years that Blink-182 has been a band. And
it's crazy. But
go ahead.
Yeah. So yeah, I've been listening to a lot of Blink-182, Pierce the Veil. I just got into them from Saturday. I'm really into Muse.
Okay.
I saw them in April of last year, and it like changed like my entire perspective on music because of how intricate it is, and I like how like difficult it is.
Yeah, it's very like there's a way that they do their stuff. I've never seen them live, but definitely one of those things where you're like, wow, they can pull this off in the studio, but they also can do this live. And but go ahead, Jacob. That's fantastic. Blink's, Blink is like, right now, being that they've been around for a long, long time, and the youth movement that's still finding out about them, because like you're 14, and hell, like you said, they've been around since I was 4 years old, basically. But like, they weren't really a band, like you know what I mean. They were a band, but they also weren't that famous that many years ago. But when, I'm just rambling on. So let's not ramble on. I don't want to ramble on this shit. But you know what I mean. You know what I mean with the bands, how they are just like you guys. Like you guys started off small, and you guys are still trying to, you're still small, but you're getting more traction and all that stuff. So to look up to a band like that in this genre and be like, okay, I want to be that one day, and you guys will. I mean, honestly, being 17 and being fans of the art that have been around for a while, and also the bands that are still getting out there, like Pierce the Veil. I mean, honestly, they're still on the radar of big, but like not that big, because they don't have that Blink 182, but they have that Blink 182 tour, but they don't have that like that notoriety of being that big. But they will get there one day. Maybe you'll be opening up for Pierce the Veil guys down the line, and they're doing SoFi as headliners in their 40s or whatever. That would be insane. But Eric, go ahead. What about you? What are you listening into?
So all my favorite music, it actually comes from the drummer, which would make a little sense.
Mm-hmm.
I like to listen to a lot of bands that have drummers that do unique stuff, unique styles, and I like to incorporate that in our music. Some examples of drums that I love would be Travis Barker from Blink 182, the drummer from I Prevail, the drummer from Finch as well. Those three kind of make up the drums that I look up to. I love Travis Barker's fast punk styles, the pop punk feels that I put in our music. But on the other hand, I like Finch and I Prevail's heavier tones, and I like to incorporate both of those so I get a really fast, really pop sound. But on the other hand, a lot of my tom parts and my kick parts I take from heavier aspects. So I can play a really, really fast punk beat, have some double kick in there, get a little bit of both worlds, and that's how I get my inspiration from music. I'm also a big fan of bands like I Prevail, sorry.
It's okay.
I love Sum 41 to death as well.
Are you going to that tour when they come around? Are you going to go to the
God, I
tour?
wish.
You
I
wish?
hope so.
You never
I
know.
am.
Which one?
The heavy metal tour.
Green Day's
yeah.
pretty cool as well. I'm all over the place. You could ask them. I listen to everything. But for inspiration-wise, it comes down to Blink, I Prevail, and Finch.
Have you, since you're a drummer, have you listened to Rush yet? Have you?
Yes, I have.
Okay. Are you gonna maybe a little bit down the line you'll gain more inspiration from Nil, even though, you've already said a lot of good stuff there with the Finch, Pierce the Veil, I Prevail, and all them, and it's great. I mean, there's a lot more out there. There's so many drummers out there, and you're definitely on the right path of your listening range and all that. So Blake, what about you? What are you listening to?
Well, okay, so I kind of listen to my listening's just everywhere at this point right now. But for the main bands that I'm listening to, it'd be Jamiroquai,
Wow.
Electric Light Orchestra, Primus, some Red Hot Chili Peppers, and maybe Tally Hall.
Tally Hall?
Yeah.
Okay. All right. Very different choices. Very different range, and that's awesome. And love to see it. I mean, honestly, you guys, that's just a bunch of great stuff that I've heard of, and some that I haven't really delved in. Like Tally Hall, never really listened to him. Jamiroquai, I mean, he's been around for ages. When I remember virtual reality, like that virtual insanity video came out back in the day on MTV, so that's a reminiscent of the past. But let's get down to the business. Let's get back to the music right now. Let's talk about more of your stuff that's out now. The EP, which is available now. You guys are playing It Was Never a Phase Fest later this month.
Yeah.
So we'll come back and talk about that. But first, let's get to the music. So Madison, we're gonna play one of the songs off the EP. Which song you want to go to first?
Probably Watch Me Burn.
Okay, all right, go ahead, and let's introduce it right now, and let's play it. So Madison, go ahead and introduce your song "Watch Me Burn."
Cool. So this is our song of our EP. It's called Watch Me Burn. Yeah.
Inferno in my head, so many words that were left unsaid. In this trash of hometown heartache, I watch the ground break beneath the rain. You can watch me burn. You want to, let it mash me up, turn to ash me up. Start a fire, can see it grow. If you're ready for forgiveness, just let me know. Or should I break instead? Snap it half a fracture in two. Thousands split. Yeah, my lover that cracked like asphalt. Well, I guess it's my fault. But you now won't be dead. You can watch me burn. If you want to, let it mash me up, turn to wash me up. Start a fire, can see it grow. If you're ready for forgiveness, just let me know. You can watch me burn. If you want to, let it mash me up, turn to wash me up. Start a fire, and see it grow. If you're ready for forgiveness, just let me know.
Right there, ladies and gentlemen, "Watch Me Burn" by Halfway to Neptune, and we are back with Madison and the boys right now. Guys in the chat, if you guys have any questions for these peeps, let us know right now. We will get your questions read on the air. People are watching you from all over. I know in the chat we have Peter's Randy, 1995. I asked them if they could hear you guys loud and clear just to make sure, because I'm not watching the show while we're live here, but they are, and I appreciate you guys for being in the chat. So if you have any questions, let us know, guys and gals, in the chat, and we'll get them read on the air. So besides music, what do you guys like to do? You guys like to play video games as well, and if so,
Oh, yeah.
oh, look at this. Look at
Yes,
this. This
yes.
is a big question. They're like, yes, let's talk about video games. We're live on Twitch. Let's go.
Before this interview, we were actually all of us were in the guest room of the house playing a really old Xbox 360 that Blake bought. And
I have
and
one
so
right
I-
next to me. What were we
Yeah.
playing? What were we playing?
we were playing WWE 2K17.
Oh, you guys are nerds. Yes, I'm a wrestling fan.
Yeah.
Never played it before. It was really fun.
It is-
Yes, me and Eric cooked everybody.
Oh yeah!
Oh.
Shoot!
Woo, Tiffany Stratton, and then How about our boy Ethan Page? Let's go.
Oh
That was
yeah.
sick.
Oh yeah. Let's go. AEW. Let's
Yeah.
go.
Dude, when he announced he was getting one, I was like, yeah, and then he's coming to WWE, and then that's gonna be worth
Exactly.
the money because it was just like,
Yeah.
it was right when it right at that moment. I'm like, and he's like doing his promotion. He's like, yeah, I'm the top seller on Ringside Collectibles, and I'm not even signed anymore. Like, it's like, dude, really? Like, it's insane to see. I mean, 6 weeks. He's been in NXT for 6 weeks, and now he's the champion, which
Yeah.
is very well deserved for him because honestly, AEW didn't do anything for him. He got to work, but also Tony Khan didn't know how to book him. He could have been a champion, but we got to have Hangman Adam Page as champion. We got to have the Elite have the tag team belts because we're the owners. No, you don't.
Yeah.
Like, I feel, since it's Wednesday, let's talk about it. Oh, are we all wrestling fans or no?
No,
Jacob's
just
the
me.
biggest wrestling
Jacob.
fan.
Oh,
Yeah.
Jacob.
Only thing
Yeah.
I really know is The Undertaker and John Cena.
Well, John Cena's retiring at next year's WrestleMania here in Vegas.
crazy.
Why?
I'm going to that, by the way.
You already have your tickets?
No, I'm planning it because my uncle lives in Vegas and he really wants to go, and so whenever he goes to WrestleMania, I go with him.
I have to go because it's my 40th birthday and I haven't gone to WrestleMania yet. I've been to Elimination Chambers. I was the SummerSlam out here when it was here. I was at the SmackDown before Mania last year here in Vegas. I was like, my first house show was in Hershey and I got to see The Rock.
Yo.
Against
No.
Badass Billy Gunn, which was
Yeah.
awesome. That was when they were doing that feud. I got to see Booker T and Batista in a steel cage match.
Yo.
I've seen Elimination Chambers. I saw Dean Ambrose cash in here at Money in the Bank. I walked into the arena the past Sunday, not this past Sunday, but the when Double or Nothing happened, and once I entered the arena, MJF's music hit right away. Like, I ran a little late. I missed Will Ospreay's match against Roderick Strong, but yeah. Shauna, we're talking about Mania. Shauna's in the chat in Twitch. He's like, you got Mania next year, last Cena show? Yeah, I hope so. I hope so I can go, but that's another issue. Money. You gotta have the money to buy the tickets.
Yeah.
It's gonna be expensive. But let's get back to the music, guys. We're not just talking about wrestling. That's awesome that you guys were playing 2K17. I'm playing NCAA 14. I'm getting ready for CFB 25 on the PS5 next Monday. That's gonna be great. Yes, Pete. Yes, no. He has the whole year. December is his retirement. That is true. He's doing the whole year, trying to do whatever dates he can. Yeah, but we'll see. We'll see. Okay, they're all talking about WrestleMania prices in the chat now. Great. But that's awesome. And so what other video games besides WWE 2K, what else are you guys playing? Is that it? Is that all you guys are playing? Or Blake's...
We individually play a lot of games.
Okay, go ahead. Let's talk about it. Go ahead.
Okay, Blake can go.
No, you go first.
Really? Okay.
Yeah.
It depends really. I like a lot of FPS games.
Okay.
Like Fortnite. I play Call of Duty too sometimes, but I'm not like that big on it as I am in Fortnite.
You got to get your aggression out somehow. You get it out in your music, but also
Yeah.
video gaming.
Especially when you're playing against 14-year-old children.
Hey!
Like
Hey!
Eric, what about you? I know you don't look. You look so enthralled. Like what? Because of the video games. Well, we'll get more in depth in the music. Sorry, guys.
I've been getting into Fortnite recently.
Okay.
I took a long break. I've been getting into that recently, just as something to pass my time.
Me, I like a lot of survival games. Like my favorite game of all time would have to be Terraria.
Oh, I love
One of the
Terraria.
greatest games ever
Okay.
made.
All right. Never
And
played it, but I know what it
You should-
is. I know what it is.
It's really fun. There's also other games. I played Sea of Thieves a lot at one point.
Okay.
I've also played it's new, but Pal World. I really like that
Oh,
one.
Pal World.
I prefer it over Pokemon.
That's the knockoff Pokemon.
Yeah.
Have you played any of the Ark games? There, like the chat wants to know Ark. Have you played Ark?
Oh yes, I love
played
Ark.
Ark is
Elmerald's baseball.
Whoa.
What the hell did you
Eric's like, I'm
over?
just gonna go bang on my drums, damn it.
yeah, Eric is like taking his rage out on the handle.
He's like, stop talking about video games. Let's get to the question.
It's okay. It's okay.
It's fine. It's fine.
It's
Don't
fine. It's fine.
don't worry. Also, I've been, you know,
Next
one of
thing
my
you know,
favorite.
Blake's parents are gonna be like, what the hell? Who's breaking shit?
Yeah.
Another one of my favorite franchises would have to be Plants vs Zombies.
Oh my gosh, he's always like,
Yes,
like
I love
we're
Plants
at a
vs
gig.
Zombies.
Like we're at a
Like
gig.
I just
15
got back
minutes
into
before
Garden
we
Warfare
play.
2.
15 minutes before
15
we
minutes
play.
before we play, he's always like on
It's
his
always
phone in
on
the
his
corner
phone.
playing Plants vs.
Listen,
Zombies.
Plants vs Zombies is a top tier game. You can't prove me wrong.
Anyone and Shauna wants to know, is anyone gonna be playing the new college football, or are we not football fans here?
I watch football, but I'm not a big fan of the games.
Okay.
I don't watch any sports.
That's cool.
So I don't play.
That's cool. I mean, not everybody loves sports, but definitely, Ark. I mean, I have a good friend out there who plays Ark a lot. The Dirty Casual. So if you guys are ever looking for an Ark person who does a lot of content for that, definitely check him out. Dirty with 2 Y's. Good people. So Blake, if you're ever on Twitch, searching for somebody to watch, definitely Dirty Casual. He's a good dude out of Texas. But
Why?
yeah, 2 Y's. Yeah. And Shano, give yourself a shout out, Shano. Shano's a baseball guy from Philly, also college football as well. Let's see what else. Anyone else in the chat? No, just Shano and Pete. So that's cool. All right, Shano. I'll give you a shout out later. So with that being said, guys, with the festival coming up in the end of the month here, what other shows are coming up for you guys out there that you want to promote? And how excited are you for not a Phase Fest?
You know.
So right now, it's actually we're slowing down shows. We have a lot of shows this summer coming up at various breweries, various house shows, basically everywhere, a little bit of everything. You can find all the shows on our Instagram at Halfway To Neptune. We'll be posting all of them. Like you said, we have that huge show at It Was Never a Face Fest. It's going to be a lot of fun. But after these shows, we're actually going to be slowing down for a bit. Like I said, to get better, the songwriting process, focus on really making this next album good. So for now, shows will be slowing up this summer. We're still going to have more. Check out Halfway To Neptune on Instagram to find more details on that. But yeah, we're going to be slowing down our live performances.
It happens. Like you want to get more music out there. You want to focus. You have a lot of not life changes, but directions that you want to take the music. You want to get out more music. You want to work on the songwriting and take a break from the live shows, because that does take a lot out of you guys.
Right.
With you see bands that go on tour constantly and they're like burnt out by the end of the year. They're like, okay, what do we do next? Do we take the first 3 months off in January, February, and March, and then start writing or whatever? I mean, honestly, I've seen bands come and go on a regular basis, and definitely you guys don't want to burn out young. You guys don't want to burn out the live aspects, and because honestly, like, you're like, okay, we have to lug the gear, we have to make sure we get paid, make sure fans actually show, but you guys have it all down. I think you guys have the right people and the right family members that are like, hey, like, this is your dream, and that's awesome to see that you guys are out here doing this. I mean, honestly, you could be doing anything. Like, Blake could be a professional Plants vs. Zombies gamer winning championships.
He probably already is.
Go ahead.
Before this whole thing happened, Blake actually used to play golf, and apparently he was really, really good.
No, really?
So that
No? Did you?
Yeah, I was. It got boring fast. Most of the sports I play are boring. Like, I played soccer at one point. I got bored of that
I
fast.
like soccer.
I played baseball at one point. Got
Baseball's
bored of that fast.
How?
I stand there in a field doing jack shit.
That's awesome. That's awesome. You know, you don't seem like. I mean, honestly, I love the haircut. Like, you don't seem like you would want to play baseball either, or soccer. You seem like you would be a musician or artist, like you are. And video games is an easy way out. Kind of to cure the boredom as well. I don't think. Being that you do play video games, I don't think you're gonna get bored of them because honestly, it seems like you like to play them before shows. So being a musician is kind of the right path for you because honestly, musicians love video games. I know our boy Johnny from Highly Suspect. He's always on Twitch. He always okay. All right, Jacob, you want to say something? Go ahead. You're like everything. Every time I say something that you love, you're like, oh my god, I love it. I love it.
I saw them live last year. They were dope. I've followed their music ever since. They're dope. I love Highly Suspect.
New record at on the 19th. I'm excited.
Yes.
Definitely gonna be awesome. And when they do go out and tour, I know he has a lot of plans for later this year and also next year for sure. Because why would they just tour for the last half of the year on a record when they're going to tour a lot next year as well?
Yeah.
But let's get to the music again. That's what we're here for. This time we're gonna let Eric, the man that beats all the metal on the drums, to pick the next song. Which one do you want to play?
From the EP,
Yeah, the EP.
My favorite's always been Fall Away. So let's do Fall Away.
Why is it your favorite? Let's talk about it.
Fall Away is a lot different from our other songs. It's the only song that we've ever written that has just a very slow, very ominous, chilling feeling behind it. It's very different from the rest of the EP. I'm not entirely saying that it's quite the best of the EP, but it's different. It's unique, and for that reason, I think the viewers should hear Fall Away.
All right, so here it is, Fall Away by Halfway to Neptune, off of On These Walls EP, which is available now. Boom.
Silhouetted, never ending, try to people standing in the crowd. For a moment, I've forgotten the sound of my tears trickling down. Well, now I close my eyes as you fall away. You kill me, but I can't let myself feel this way. We once were golden, now we rust and fade to gray, fade to gray. Was there something you could say? This thing is relentless, I can't prevent it. Lemon juice on my open wound. I hope you get this fleeting message, 'cause I know that you're hurting too. You're hurting too. Well, now I close my eyes as you fall away. You kill me, but I can't let myself feel this way. This way. We once were golden, now we rust and fade to gray, fade to gray. Was there something you couldn't say? Feel it, breathe in the harsh reality of your memory inside of me, locked away in a heart-shaped cage.
wow, that song is amazing, guys. Like it has that dark chillingness to it. Like the guitar part at the end, like I can't repeat it because I'm horrible at making noises, but you know what I mean. Like that whole part, like it seems like it could be like a earlier Lacuna Coil song.
Oh,
Yes.
yeah.
Yeah.
I can hear that.
Okay. I'm like, you're like, oh, yeah, Lacuna Coil. Like, who is that? Like, yeah, that's an older band for anyone who doesn't know who they are. They definitely are in the forefront of that unforgettable, like, female-fronted rock that has been around for a long time, but a lot of bands come and go. But, like, I also feel that, Madison, you have definitely, like, that voice where you're coming into it and you're nailing where you want to go, and like Hellstorm a little bit too.
Oh,
Like,
yeah.
Lizzie.
You do
I
that.
mean, honestly, and you mentioned I Prevail earlier, Eric. I was gonna mention like, that song they did with Lizzie. It is awesome. I love it. Like I love how they, a younger band that's been around for a little bit now with I Prevail, and they're not really that young. They've been around for 10 plus years. And Hellstorm, which grew up in my area, and to see that they're still around doing their thing, and I always remember Hellstorm when I went to the show for New Year's Eve at the Chameleon Club in Pennsylvania, and I accidentally hit Lizzie in the face with a hat because she wanted it tossed up on stage, and I tossed it up and it hit her in the face, and I apologized to her afterwards, and I'm like, Lizzie, I'm sorry I did that. I didn't mean to. She's like, it's all right. I wanted the hat though. I wanted it up there. I wanted it on the stage because some guy had like a top hat, and she wanted it from him to wear on stage, and I tossed it up and hit her in the face, and I was like, oh shit. Like, luckily I didn't get thrown out because it wasn't on purpose. So, what about you guys? What are some of the, since you guys are very young, you guys have probably been to a lot of shows. I know, like you mentioned, Blink-182's largest show that you guys have been to. What other shows have you gone to, guys? Like, what other concerts have you gone to? And we'll have one or two more questions left as well after this, so go ahead. And yeah, Blake, go ahead.
The songs
Concerts.
Just like any
Oh,
Yeah,
concert.
any concerts you've been to, like any memorable moments.
I've only like our band, like concerts that our band has played.
No,
or,
like
actual
artists.
personal
Yeah,
artists.
artists.
I've only ever been to one concert in my life, and that's the Red Hot Chili Peppers.
What?
I didn't know that.
Yeah, I don't.
Getting to know each other again. That's awesome. Only one Red Hot Chili Peppers concert. That's it. I mean, you're 17. You're young. You have a lot to go. You have a lot of shows to see and play. But like, let's talk about that. Like, memorable concerts, like for your band, like for the band that you guys are in, Halfway to Neptune as well. Let's take it a different notch of it.
Definitely our EP release party. That's
That was
probably my
cool.
favorite one. I mean, I guess it might be
And
everyone's
that just happened
favorite.
last month on the 21st, correct? Or
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah. How was that? How was the EP release show? Eric's
fun.
like, let's get to it. Let's get to this. What was it, Eric? Go ahead. Tell me about the EP release show.
It was dope. A great turnout. A lot of people there. It was 3 stories high for anybody who doesn't know that. Very, very high up. All the other bands that came before us were great. It was a good turnout with all the energy there. Super exciting. The crowd was getting it. We were getting it. It was a fun time. Yeah, it turned out really well. Great turnout.
Jacob, what about you? What concerts and Eric, you as well? What concerts have you been to?
I do more festivals than concerts
Okay.
because you get to see more. But concert-wise, my favorite show I've ever been to was Finch. Finch was amazing. I don't know if you know who they are. 2002 is when they released their first album, What It Is to Burn. I'm a huge fan of them. They were great. Saw them at the House of Blues in Anaheim. And then festival-wise, I also saw the When We Were Young festival.
Nice.
That great,
I
amazing
hope to go
bands.
this year.
I hope so as well because yeah, it was dope. Got to see Paramore. I got to see Thursday was cool. Um, My Chemical, Pierce the Veil. It was yeah, it
You
was
saw
dope.
My Chemical?
Yeah,
Yeah,
they were the headlining.
Yeah,
I think
they
they're gonna
were.
be
You,
one this
you
year, right?
guys were too young, but you missed out on Warped Tour, man. Like,
Oh my
Warped Tour
gosh.
was the shit. I mean, you can ask your publicist all about Warped Tour, and he will definitely give you the lowdown on everything that was Warped Tour. Because
We need to come back.
yeah, Warped Tour does need to come back, but Kevin, I know, like Kevin probably is like, I wish we could do this
Right.
more, but like the logistics and the money and pricing and how COVID has affected everybody and changed the format of the world of music. It's definitely changed. Shano says he's seen Paramore, and he also says he wants to see a stage dive. I don't think we're gonna somebody to jump off that couch. Maybe I don't know. That would be crazy. No, Jake says no. So no stage diving gonna happen during this interview.
Yeah.
But Jacob, what about you? What shows have you been to? What
In my last 14 years of life, I've been to a lot. I have very loving parents, and I have parents that love what I do, and they support me in everything I do, and they give me the resources and they give me inspiration. So I've been to Muse, Queen, Foo Fighters, Metallica, Blink, Motley Crue, Lucas Graham, Kiss, Justin Bieber, and Save Ferris. And yeah,
Damn.
and
that was it.
You're only 14, and you have so many shows to go. I mean, honestly, I'm gonna let before we go to Madison's concerts she's been to or memorable ones. Shano says Foo Fighters are awesome, but I want to say my first concert was either Roger Waters or Vitamin C and Maya were the first two concerts that I went to years ago. Roger Waters was because my friend, my good friend Tom, who's a good friend of my parents, and then the other one is because I won tickets to Vitamin C and Maya off the radio station back home, which I was happy for because I thought Vitamin C was the shit. Her music was, popping back in the day. I don't know, you guys probably don't know who the hell I'm talking about, but she was a pop artist that had a graduation song and also some she was, if I think I'm gonna say this, she was what Pink is. She would be like, if she could have been big as Pink back in the 90s, but she's not. I don't know why. Maybe because record labels suck. But my friend Shano, who's in the chat, says his first concert was Van Halen in 1996 in Camden, New Jersey. He was 6 years old. So that's awesome, Shano. Madison, what about you, real quick? What about your concerts?
I go to so many concerts I don't even remember, but I'm into the metalcore scene.
Yeah. That's awesome. But what metal bands? Talk to me.
I've seen Spirit Box 3 times. They're my all-time favorite metalcore band. I love Courtney LaPlante. She's such an inspiration to me.
Okay.
And I'm going to see them for a fourth time because I'm going to go to the Korn show in October. So she's amazing. She's a great performer. Their music is so dynamic. That's what it's so unique too, because they have a high production, but they also have really intricate guitar solos and vocals and all that. I've also seen Asking Alexandria. They're great. I saw The Offspring.
I saw Danny rip his pants at a concert years ago.
Oh shoot!
Yeah, it was at a festival here in Vegas, and his pants ripped, and he just played in his underwear. It was crazy. You could probably ask Danny about that, if you ever get to meet him. But hey, so I talked to this guy in Vegas and saw you play in your underwear back in the day. It was funny. I posted about it, and then he replied to it years ago on Twitter. It was great. I'm like, Danny, I'm sorry, but it was funny. And he's like, yep, it was. It was just like, it was just one of those things. But that's awesome. Like, Spirit Box, Courtney is great. I didn't get to see them because of work. I ran late, but I got to see the Papa Roach and Shine Down tour last year. Fantastic stuff. I've seen Papa Roach a million times. I've seen Shine Down from when they were small in a club off their second record. But yeah, Spirit Box. I'm happy for them. I'm glad that they're doing very well. But yeah, that's awesome that you take a little bit of of her what Courtney does and put it into your stuff there, Madison. You know what I mean?
Sure.
I was blanking on the words. Okay, so Shano says his best concert was probably Motorhead right before Lemmy died. Yeah, that's insane. That's crazy stuff there, Shano. I've never gotten to see Motorhead, but that would have been great to see. So guys, let's do one more song off the EP, but before we do that, I'm going to give you guys this question to think about, and it's going to make your brains explode. And guys, go get a drink of water. I know you guys are a little thirsty. I've been drinking water because you've been talking like I have. But the question is, if the song that we're going to play next could be given to any other band or artist in their style and genre of music, what band would you want to see do it? And then what band, with that band, what song of theirs would you guys want to do in the style of Halfway to Neptune? So think about that. So, Jacob and Blake,
Yes.
you're the only two that haven't chose the song. Can we come down to a final song? What song do you guys want to play between the two of you? Which song can you agree on?
Edge of a Knife.
Edge of a Knife.
Edge of a Knife? All right, let's get to it right now. Off the EP, Edge of a Knife by Halfway to Neptune. Off the EP on These Walls, available now on Spotify.
She's lost the glimmer in her eyes. Despite the LEDs that brightly shine upon her from the bedroom walls. One slip forward crumbles right upon the floor. It'll all fade away because it hurts so much just to stay. Break it, they say. Better nothing than better late, and I have some destiny of fate. Listen to the music, listen to the trophy of the millions in the choir. The loud and most stories to tell just now. You're not alone. You're not alone. You're not alone. You're not alone. He's found himself atop the sand. The tide rushes in, and it starts closing in, and just like the other day. And he's done it every young, and he's known it for rushing. He's finished with the prayers, and he's finished with the blessings. He's done, he's so not enough, and it's almost enough because he never gave up. Listen to the music, listen to the glory of the millions in the choir. The lots of more stories to tell, just know you're not in love. Against the edge of a knife. Yeah, you're engaged in the fight against the edge of a knife. Yeah, you're engaged in the fight against the edge of a knife. Yeah, you're engaged in the fight against the edge of a knife.
And we are back. That was Edge of a Knife, and damn, guys, that solo with everything in it was it's just insane. That's all. It's that you guys being that young could put something like that together, and just, like I was just like drumming to it right here, Eric. I'm not a drummer, but you know, it's definitely some great stuff, and I know the listeners out there are enjoying it, that are tuned in, and I appreciate everybody for tuning in. So guys, let's get the question again for everyone out there who just tuned in. The question was, if they could take Edge of a Knife and give it to any other band or artist to perform in their style and genre of music, what band or artist would it be? And with that being said, what song of that artist would Halfway to Neptune want to cover in their style and genre of music? So, I'm guessing everybody has something different, or did you guys come up together as a group?
We have both, so
Okay.
it's whatever.
Let's go with each and everybody's final decision and what you may have come up with as a group as well. So go ahead. Who wants to start? Madison, go ahead.
Okay, I think that Vic Fuentes would absolutely kill Edge of a Knife.
Yeah.
So I'd say Pierce the Veil. I can just hear his voice. And then also I think if he could like vocal fry a little bit on that,
Okay.
on that last. Oh my gosh, she
And
would.
then what song of theirs would you want to perform?
King, probably.
King
Tell
for
me,
the, King
I
for the
know
Day?
it's like
I did.
King for a Day, yeah, for
Okay.
sure. That's one of my favorite songs of theirs, and I think we pull it up. Yeah.
I think you could pull that one off. I don't think you could pull off Carafanelia. I think that would be a little
Oh,
tough. That would
Yeah.
be such a tough song to do. But if you guys are up for a struggle, I think not a struggle, but an obstacle to come over some of the directions they do in that song. I would like to see that. But Jacob, let's go with your next your answer.
So I was thinking that like Paramore would do really good with "Watch Me Burn."
Okay, all right.
I think Haley Williams would kill that.
Yeah.
She would. She's probably already calling you guys like, hey, I want that song. That was insane.
Yeah, but a song that we want of theirs that we would do in our style.
I like Decode. Decode's pretty good.
Decode, probably Decode.
Okay, all right. That would be interesting. That would be a different take for sure. Eric, what about you?
I would probably like to see Evanescence pull out Fall Away.
Okay.
Yes.
Oh, that would be so
Yes.
good.
Yeah.
And there's some music, maybe some techno stuff in there, and do it in an Evanescence style Fall Away. I think that would turn
And the
out really good.
orchestra, because a lot of their music
Orchestra.
incorporates orchestra and rock at the same
Orchestra,
time.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Orchestral
That would be
pop
interesting. What song of theirs would you want to take and make into a Halfway Neptune song?
We actually do cover one, and that is
Bring Me to
Bring Me
Life.
to
Will you
Life.
bring me to life? Yeah.
Yeah, and that's out there for everyone out there. I did listen to that on the Spotify, if I'm not mistaken. But yeah, that's an interesting. That's cool that you do Bring Me to Life, because that was their big hit once they came onto the scene of the music and all that. But yeah, Blake, what about you? What would you take?
I stuck between two different bands to cover Edge of a Knife.
Okay.
That's either Muse or Guns N' Roses.
Oh, dude.
Muse is great.
Jake's like, oh my god, Muse. Yeah. The reaction is like he's like I didn't know what was gonna choose, and it's like mind blown. Like I love it.
So honestly, I see Muse for like, especially that end part,
Yes.
because like all the effects they do with like the guitar and stuff.
It was definitely inspired too,
Oh,
right?
yes. Oh, yes.
Yeah.
And then Guns N' Roses because of also their guitar, because that guitar sounds heavenly.
Yeah, Slash is insanely good. I've never seen him live, but I know he puts on a good show from other people saying that they've seen him, and That's awesome. I love the choices. Yeah, a lot of different genres of music. I mean, Evanescence, Pierce the Veil,
And
Paramore, and Guns N' Roses, and just a wide range and wide careers that they've had. But go ahead, Blake. You're going to say something? Go ahead. Sorry.
and songs from them, I feel like we should cover Muse, Starlight by
Starlight.
Muse.
I'm so down for that one.
Okay.
And for Guns N' Roses, November Rain.
Ooh.
Okay.
Okay.
I love it.
But I think it should be, instead of a full band version of November Rain, I think it would be an acoustic version would be pretty slick.
Yes.
Because
Yes.
because then you can focus more on Madison's voice instead of the arrangements of how November Rain does have like the
Like piano.
the piano and
I
like
think-
everything. The the guitar parts and everything in that song. So
I could try acoustic for that because then the guitar
Acoustic
solo at
bass
the
is like,
end.
yeah.
Acoustic basses.
It's like the same.
Oh yeah. Huh.
So
I
do
feel-
it. Do it. The next time you're practicing, be like, hey guys, you know what? We just thought of this during an interview. We're going to do our own acoustic version of November Rain. Just like a little like TikTok video and put like Eric's like maybe and Jacob's like, yeah, let's do it. Let's do it. Sounds like a good idea. Thank you, Mike, for the kind words saying I'm doing a great job on this interview. That's so cool. That people are like enjoying these interviews again. But let's do this, guys and gals. I know we're about to wrap it up here. Go and tell everybody where they can find you guys on the World Wide Web, your socials, and anything else you want to say out there to the fans listening in, or anything you want to say about music in general.
Stream Edge of a Knife. You can find that on any of your favorite streaming platforms.
Gemini.
We have Spotify. Wait, not Edge of a Knife. On These Walls. That's what I meant.
You meant
Oh my God.
you meant the song Edge of a Knife, but you meant the EP On These Walls.
On These Walls.
Just forget we had an EP. Just Edge of a Knife. That's the only song we.
Hey, it is our most popular one. So
Yeah.
Like,
I
So,
guess so.
you can find it on Spotify, Apple Music, YouTube Music,
Pandora.
all that. Pandora,
Amazon
Deezer. No one listens to Deezer, but we're on there.
I don't know
And
what
SoundCloud.
Deezer is. I don't know what that
What
is.
is you mean Weezer?
Yeah, it's like Weezer, but it's like with a D.
Anyways,
Anyways, we also did one to thank our fans because we recently hit 50,000 streams on Spotify, and that means so much to us. You can also find us, like Eric said, on our Instagram at Halfway to Neptune. We have our TikTok at Halfway to Neptune. We have a Facebook at Halfway to Neptune. We have a website. You can find that on our Instagram. We have a link tree. If you click on that, it'll pull up everything that we have. And we also have YouTube, so we'll have more music videos coming out as well.
I'm gonna say
Yeah.
this: at 17 to have 50,000 plays on Spotify, that is an accomplishment in its own right. So, guys, and you're not even Jacob's not even 17; he's 14, and his band has 50,000 plays on Spotify. That's great. Like you can put that in your yearbook for that matter. In freshman year, like my band had 50,000 plays. What about you?
Yeah.
That's your quote. That's your quote there for your freshman yearbook.
Yes. Yes.
All right. Well, Madison, Jacob, Eric, Blake, thank you guys so much for being here. Always an honor and privilege to have great musicians like yourself and, young ones too, to get out there and kick ass and take names and see that the future is bright for the music industry because honestly, the music industry needs a young movement as well. Just like a lot of things that's going on in the world, we need a youth movement in so many places to correct these wrongs that are going on. I'm talking about politics, guys, but we're not going to talk politics here.
Yeah.
Yeah, you guys can't even vote, but you guys can see how the future is already, in a sense of life. But everybody, thanks for tuning in. We'll be back later on tonight with more new Music Inferno with another female fronted band, but we won't be talking to the female of the band because they can't make it to the interview. We'll be talking to Eric from the band The Minges out here in Vegas. It's gonna be great. It's their drummer. Check them out. They're a punk band. Yeah. So The Minges, they have a new EP out. We'll be talking with them at 7 o'clock tonight. 5 o'clock. 5 o'clock. So in about an hour. Sorry, guys. It was scheduled for 7 in my mistaken time. But ladies and gentlemen, Halfway to Neptune. Thank you guys so much again. Go check out their EP, On These Walls, Edge of a Knife, and everything else that's available. Make them have 100,000 plays by the end of summer. That'd be crazy. That's your goal, guys. I'm calling you out in the chat, which I'm looking at over here on my phone because the way we have to have things set up. But 100,000 plays by the end of summer, it's gonna happen. So
Yes,
Sir.
yes, it is.
Everybody have a great night. We're gonna go raid our boy, the Dirty Casual, because we mentioned him earlier, and he's actually playing. He's not playing Arc right now. He's playing a little NCAA football because he's a fan of that as well. And we're gonna go raid him, and we'll be back in about an hour for the Minges. So guys, peace out. Much love.
Thank you for having
Thank you.
us.
Thank
No,
you.
guys. Thank you so much. Have a great day. Talk to you later.
You too.
Yeah, peace.
Where are you?
Yeah. Bye bye.
Bye.